in talagang, alam mo yun, these are the future, or we are the future of film life. And I'm just so happy we're working together para mapataas pa natin yung film life. And I'm just excited to see us being number one again. Are you excited to be number one again? Diba? So, and yeah, no? So,
yes.
yeah, grabe. And this group, I believe this group will be that pilot group wherein tayo yung magdadala sa film life back to number one. So I acknowledge you for spending time here. You could be spending time elsewhere. You can be doing your recruitment, doing other meetings. But you realize probably that it's also important for us to grow and connect with one another, with the future leaders and the current leaders of film life, so that we get inspired and motivated with each and everyone's success and learn at the same time yung mga best practices natin. Diba? Kasi whenever I hear you share, talagang ako na i-inspire din ako sa inyo, guys. That's the value of me spending time with you. So I really am happy na finally nabuo na natin tong mastermind na to. And I thank you for your time here. No? Alam ko hapon ngayon, you could be sleeping, but you are here today. Alright, so and once in a while you can use the chat, and when I have some questions, you can also interact with me sa chat group. Ayan, para we can be mas maging masaya to at maging interactive tong presentation natin or itong talk din natin. No, so I just have a few questions. So have you ever experienced mental block? No, when you are talking to your audience? 'Di ba? So sino rito naka-experience ng mental block na biglang hindi mo alam kung ano yung sasabihin mo? 'Di ba? Or maybe you also have experienced self-doubt wherein do I really deserve to be a speaker? 'Di ba? Or do I really can I connect with my audience? 'Di ba? Makikinig ba talaga sila sa akin? May sense ba yung sasabihin ko? Or meron ba silang matututunan sa akin? Now, how many of you have experienced these things? Right? So, ako mismo na-experience ko rin yan. And even until now, there are times wherein I have challenges with these things. But what if there's a way that we can address all these things so that we can be a more effective public speaker? Will you be willing to learn that and stay up until the end of this presentation? Are you willing to do that? Right. So if you're willing to do that, before we do that, tamang-tama nasa tamang topic kayo. Now, again, I want to make sure that the time you're spending here will be worthwhile. And for the next probably 30 to 40 minutes that I'll be talking, I'll be sharing with you, my goal is to help you increase your confidence in public speaking. Right? That's one of the things that I want to make sure that we will achieve by the end of this session. Also, by the end of this session, you will also learn how to make your audience engage more, right? Wherein they would really be engaged in your presentation. We always want to be part of the talk. Hindi sila yung natutulog lang at nakikinig lang, maybe minsan hindi nakikinig. Gusto niyo ba na ganon? And also, with what I will be sharing with you, you will also help your clients increase their retention, the retention of their learning, so that the effectiveness of your talk will be through the roof. Do you like that? Right? So those are the things that I intend to do here, and I will do what I can to really share with you the things that I know. But before that, again, the title of my talk is Captivate Your Audience, how to increase your effectivity in terms of public speaking. And I just want to give a brief background of myself. So again, madami na share si Vane, hindi ko na yan masyadong i-mention. I just want to share with you some of my background in public speaking. I've been doing talks ever since I started doing business, because I just felt, I don't know how many of you have felt na gusto mo ring i-share kung ano yung passionate ka, di ba? And early on, at the early stage of my life, since I'm happy with what I'm doing with my career, I never went into employment. I always wanted to share to people what I'm doing, na parang gusto ko ma-experience din nila. So I've given different talks in terms of recruitment, ganyan, especially in our company, Film Life sometimes as well, especially when I was new. And so I'm also giving workshops like this in our teams. Usually when we do meetings, usually workshop type, ganyan if you would notice in the center picture. I also have given talks abroad in OFWs. I think over 1,000 attendees as well in Singapore. This is the picture in Singapore. Also, the lower left picture is also in Singapore, another event there. And of course, I'm also leading a team. I'm an associate agency manager in Film Life, and this picture is one of our meetings. We try to make sure that mataas din yung attendance pag nagpapa-meeting din kami. And I will share with you the things that I know, so in order to help you be a better public speaker. How many of you are excited to learn that? If you're excited, kindly comment exclamation point. Dyan. If you're excited, comment exclamation point. And tingnan nga natin yung mga reply nyo muna. Sige, yan. Ang daming excited. That's great. Exclamation point daw, sabi ni Argel Tiburcio. Sige, that's good. Ayan. Perfect, perfect. Right. Also, I'm also running a workshop. I'm running a personal development workshop called Leaders Awakening. We've had 10 batches na rin. The goal is to also increase the happiness, overall happiness of people, not just in terms of success, but also, not just in terms of money, but also all the other areas of life. Relationship, health, of course, finances and life purpose. So these are some of the pictures of our events. Right? So obviously, medyo masaya naman sila dyan. And so, okay. So if you're ready to learn from all the things that I'll be sharing with you, kindly comment G. Comment G in our chat box. Ayan, dumadami na, no? So, again, disclaimer. I'll be giving you a disclaimer. Thank you very much for typing, spending some time sa sa chat box. I'll just be giving you a disclaimer. What I'll be sharing with you today will be effective if, number one, just make sure you have quality content. No, so hindi naman pwedeng hindi rin maganda yung i-share mo or yung laman ng talk mo. So make sure that you know what you're talking about. And number two, somehow it will help if you have respectable results. Diba? Ang hirap din naman kasi maging public speaker ng shallow naman yung resulta mo or something that you would want to talk about, diba? So these are some of the things that you just want to make sure that this will be effective if these two criteria are met. Right? So I'll be sharing with you tools and techniques and probably some script that you can use in order for you to be really be more effective in terms of you talking to a crowd, number one. And how about handling meetings? How many of you wants to improve you running your own meetings with your team? Right? Sino yung gustong ma-improve yung meeting nila sa team nila? Ayan. Perfect. Also, make sure that whatever you will talk about and you will share is good for your audience. Diba? Lagi mo lang tatandaan na dapat para sa kanila to makakatulong. No, hindi to budol-budol lang, no, na parang ma-enroll sila sa iyo without any quality. The good news naman about our business is we know what we're doing is really good for them. Because you can use this when you're talking to your clients, you can use this when running a meeting with your team, and of course, like most of you, you are being invited with Film Life events and even talks outside, you can use this. Alright, so excited na ba kayo? Okay. Another thing is a lot of things that we'll be talking about right now, alam nyo na to. Lalagyan lang natin ng label. No? Kasi a lot of times we are using things but maybe hindi natin sinasadya kung minsan. Diba? So, my goal in this sharing is that magkaroon ka ng label para pag gusto mo siyang gamitin, meron kang ipipick na, okay, ito gagamitin ko tong technique na to or ito yung tawag sa ginagamit kong technique na to. So would it be easier for you if you have a label? Yes or no? Let me see in the chat box. Yan, yes. Ang daming exclamation point ni Eman. Yung mga G nakita ko, yes. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, sige. So, yun lang yung goal ko dito kasi a lot of times alam nyo na. So, I have a question, no? I have a question and I want you to share in our chat box. What is the most challenging part of any speaking and engagement? Now, for you, and I want to see your answers, all of you. What is the most challenging part of any speaking engagement? Can I see the answers in the chat box? Crowd expectation, sabi ni Patrick Patricio. Yes, so ang hirap nun, hindi mo sure kung you will meet what they expect. Engaging the audience, yes, kung magtataas ba sila ng kamay, sasagot ba sila, ayun. Kaya how to keep the audience engaged, great. Catching their attention and maintaining it, sabi ni Ross, tama yon. Sabi ni Tosca, yes, how to keep the audience engaged. Ba, pare-pareho kayo. Si Toto rin, audience engagement. Ayun, sabi ni Belmar, breaking the ice, the beginning part. Doon siya kinakabahan. Saan din kayo pinaka-kinakabahan for those na hindi pa sumasagot? Right? So, I wanna hear that. I wanna see. When you forget your next line, no, ang hirap nun, tama, nakakakaba yun. Yun. Connecting with people, yun naman yung kay Othello. Maintaining the energy, sabi ni Eviv. Sige, that's great. And so, it's also good for me to know. No? Sa introduction, sabi ni Mayen. Okay? So, we have mixed answers. Who else? Meron pa akong hindi nakikita. Sige, I'll be waiting for some of you to answer. Paano? Connection, sabi ni Roy. No, to be connected with your audience, no, para alam mo kung nakikinig siya sa iyo or naiintindihan niya ba yung sinasabi mo. Is that something that you would want to improve? Right, who else? Sabi ni Jason Caro, yes, audience engagement din, yun, to make sure na sumasagot sila. Oh, sabi ni Pam, summarizing and powerful closing. That's also important. Yan, but very good. Sa Zoom, how to make sure your audience is really listening. Oh, that's perfect. Maganda yan, maganda yan. This is one way. Diba? So, pasagutin mo sila. Diba? Tignan mo kung sumasagot. So, at least alam mo kung nakikinig nga talaga. Alright, so I like it because a lot of your answers are part of what I prepared for you today. I prepared 3 major topics lang, no, para mabilis lang din. Sige, perfect. Thank you very much. I really appreciate what your answers. Okay? So again, let me share with you the next slide. What if there's a way? What if there's a 3-step process in order for you to improve your engagement, diba? Your connection. And you know, based on studies, nakita ko yung answer kanina. The most challenging part of any presentation and the most crucial one is introduction. So sabi ni Mayen, sabi ni Belmar. So in terms of introduction, why? The first 2 minutes that you spend in front of a crowd, especially you know, when it's a live crowd, diba? Or even Zoom, diba? The first few things that you will say and you will do makes an impact. I am sure you believe in the saying that you know, first impressions last, diba? So I'll be sharing with you. This is the first thing that I will do is I'll be sharing with you the 3-step process to improve your introduction, so that you will be more confident. This will increase your confidence every time you stand in a crowd. Do you like that? If you like that, kindly comment the exclamation mark. Ayan, mayroon mga nagko-comment na. Perfect. So I'll be sharing with you the 3-step process for you to, you know, to make sure you are in control of the presentation. Ayan. And you will not miss your line. Sabi nga ni Vanessa, no, you will not forget your next line. Ganon. Because it's really, nakakakaba yun as a speaker. Okay, so kung si Film Life merong Trinity of Protection, I'll be sharing with you the Trinity of Awesomeness. Ayan. And if you will search this in Google, wala kang makikita kasi inimbento ko lang to. And so I invented this module for you guys. And I saw that these are the 3 things that you will do, you need to have in order to improve your introduction. And this will dramatically improve or remove or reduce. This will dramatically reduce yung kaba, yung nervousness. Because alam mo yung nervousness, okay naman yan. Normal naman yan, di ba? And I'm sure ang nakakakabang part is yung simula. Tama ba? Do you agree? Right? Do you agree na yung nakakakabang part is yung simula, the first few lines that you will say during your talk? Diba? Kasi pag nag-flow na yan, dumadali na eh. Yan, sige, that's good. That's good. Thank you for your answers. Thank you for your chats. Perfect. Sige, the first part, let me share with you the first part. Step 1 is acknowledge and assure. Right? So this is the first part. This is the first thing that you will do when you stand in front of your audience or when you open your Zoom. Let's say start ka na, no? Para hindi ka mawalan ng para hindi ka ma-lost kung ano yung sasabihin mo or una mong sasabihin. Lagi mo tatandaan, the first part is acknowledge and assure your audience. So paano 'yan, 'di ba? You will acknowledge them, babatiin mo sila, and papansinin mo yung mga good things na ginawa nila. No? Like kanina, if you would notice, I said thank you to you. No, I acknowledge you for being here, and even I told you that it's a privilege for me to be with you because being this part of this team, no, the leaders that I respect. Parang pag nagbibigay ka ng talk, di ba, if there's a let's say a valedictory talk or sa graduation or in a big crowd, a keynote speech, di ba usually the speaker babatiin niya yung mga panahuhing pandangal, di ba? Yung mga special guests, babatiin niya. Minsan iniisa-isa pa. So, that's also what your audience will feel. No? Kanina ginawa ni Emma yun, that's very good. Binasa niya isa-isa yung names. Diba? That's so important so that the audience feel that they are acknowledged. Right? Another thing is, the goal is to make sure and make them feel that they made the right decision to be there. Paano saan niyang ginagamit? Lalo na ako, I use this so much, especially if there's a BOP. Right? BOP ni Starbright, ako kasi lagi yung host. No? So when I do that, my first goal is for the audience to feel comfortable being with us, being with the room, para bumaba yung wall. No? Yung naka-close yung hands na ganyan, mapapababa siya ng first step, which is acknowledge and assure. Because I'm acknowledging them that they're here early, especially the people who are on time. So the key, and if you're taking notes, what you have to take note is you have to acknowledge the things that they did do well, that they do well. Especially let's say being on time, or lalo na kapag umuulan ng malakas, ganyan, yet dumating pa rin sila. I do that. No? So naghahanap ako ng mga reasons to acknowledge the audience so that I start to connect kaagad. And then I assure them that their time here will be worthwhile. So I also did that earlier, if you'd notice, right? That, hindi natin sasayangin yung oras nyo. Alam ko, your time is really worthwhile. I will make sure na sulit yung time nyo rito. Later, I'll give you some script. No, but those are the things, right? Do you like that first step? Right? The first step is acknowledge and assure. Second step, ask enrolling questions. Right? So, after acknowledging, so really three-step process to, no? Pagtayo mo, acknowledge them, assure them that you will give your best, that matututo sila rito, hindi masasayang oras nila. Kaya nga dapat quality content ka. Number 2, ask enrolling questions. Paano yan? The goal is to enroll 100%. Can you type in 100%? No, for me to make sure that you got it. 100%. Or like what I'm doing to you, pinapatype ko kayo during my talks. Usually there are times na pinapaulit ko sa kanila yung sinasabi ko just to make sure that they're still listening. So those are the things that we do. So paano yung ask enrolling questions that enroll them 100%? You prepare a question, so dapat meron kang konting script talaga sa simula. No? Earlier, if you'd notice, I asked you some questions before I started. Before I even introduce myself, I ask you questions that you can relate. How many of you have experienced mental block? How many of you have experienced self-doubt? Right? Or natanong mo na ba sa sarili mo, have you ever asked yourself na may matututunan ba sila sa akin? Diba? If you notice that, with those 3 questions, because the key is to ask 2 to 3 questions, that may enroll, yung lahat ng audience mo, mapapataas sila ng kamay if it's a live session, or mapapayes sila if it's a Zoom session. Ganon. So, yun yung goal mo. Right? So, you have to ask enrolling questions. Let's talk more about that, no, in the later slides. Right? So, that's the second step. No? Ask enrolling questions. And the third step is activate the anticipation. Right? So, um, paano yan? No? So after you ask the enrolling questions, for you to already hook them immediately to your topic, you will make sure that they anticipate already yung pag-uusapan. So, dapat talaga quality yung content. Kasi kung hindi quality yung content, di ba, parang madidismaya naman sila kasi gagamitin mo tong strategy na to eh. So, paano yan? This is where you will tee up or you will sell the next topic or the next module. So, later you will also see me do that. Right? Kanina ginawa ko rin siya ulit. Diba? So, I will sell the next module as if ito yung naging resulta or ito yung magiging resulta nyo. So, if you would notice earlier, I even sold the whole talk wherein I said that you will increase your confidence, you will improve your audience engagement, and you will make sure that the retention of learning of your team will be through the roof, di ba? So, in a way, kung nakikita nyo na meron akong konting script no, sa introduction ko. No? So I prepared a script for this talk no, to make sure that I know my introduction. No? And I know na kung paano ko i-activate yung anticipation ng audience. So are you learning so far? If you're learning, say yes. Let me see your chat. Yan,
Yes.
yung mga 100%, perfect, agree, correct. Mas exciting, hindi Googleable. Sige, perfect. Ayan. Sige. So, again, this is, tama, hindi nga siya Googleable kasi inimbento ko lang tong the Trinity of Awesomeness. Until such time, probably, I'll blog about this. Masa-search na siya. Ayun. So, okay, let's dig deeper. Konti lang naman. No? So, let's talk about acknowledge and assure. So, I'll prepare some scripts that you can use and you can edit for your own liking. Right? The first thing is, I use the script. I honor you for being on time, right? Or I honor you for attending here. I acknowledge you for being here, for giving your time here. Ganon. And I also second it with this. I appreciate you with being with us today. You could have been doing something else. Kaya, kunyari, I know it's hot today. Still, you have given your time to be part of this event. Pag mainit, pag umuulan, I still use the weather. Alam ko, umuulan ngayon. May bagyo pa kahapon, ganyan. No, so sometimes I also ask, pag traffic, alam ko traffic ngayon, but you're still here today. No, so I have few scripts that I use before ako mag-start mag-talk. So it's important to be early to get the feel of the audience. Ganon. So is this helping? If this helping, no, sabihin nyo, it's helping. Type nyo dyan, it's helping. Right? So you can copy this and use this in some of your introduction. Also, yan, I also use this na parang konting relating to them, no? Na alam ko you could be somewhere else today yet you chose to be here. No, pag Sabado, I always use you could be sleeping right now but you're here on a Saturday morning. Pag gabi, you could be home early today but you spent time with us this evening, something like that. So I always prepare my acknowledgement whenever I start my talk. Right? So that's very important because when you do this, this already separates you from 90% of the speakers out there. Right? When you do that, you get already the respect of the audience. Right? And of course, you have got to assure them that I know you spent time with us and your time is really valuable. So I will do everything in my power to make sure your time here will be worthwhile. Or pwede mong Tagalogin, di ba? Bibigay ko yung best ko or kung marami kayo, bibigay namin yung best namin and we will make sure that you will learn today para sulit yung punta nyo ngayon. Pwede naman Tagalog, di ba? Walang problema. So whatever works for you. Ang mahalaga lang, nag-ready ka. No? Nag-ready ka doon. So you are assuring them and that makes them excited, number one, or that makes them calm, right? It brings down the wall, as I mentioned earlier. Perfect. Next, you gotta ask enrolling questions. So ano yung mga klaseng questions that you can ask? You can start, if you are still new to this, you can always start with this. How many of you? No, ito yung first 4 words. No? So HMOY. Parang CLOY lang yan. Yun. So how many of you? Blank. So tatanungin mo, Magtatanong ka ng questions that usually, if not 100%, majority will answer yes. This is, so ito yung question ko. How many of you wants to increase your confidence when facing your audience? Right? So if you can relate to this answer, type in me. Something like that. So doon pa lang, if not all, majority kagad na pa-yes ko. And then I'll ask another question. How many of you wants to make sure that you will reduce, if not completely eliminate, your nervousness when you're giving a talk? Something like that. Diba? So, pwede nyo gawin yon. So you just ask questions that alam mo, yun yung gusto ng client mo or ng audience mo. Diba? In BOP, this is what I always use. Ito yung script ko lagi. How many of you would want to double your income in the next 1 or 2 years? Right? So for me, yon para subjective to their income. Kung nagsi-6-figure a month na sila, then they can still double it. No, kung mababa yan, safe naman yung double your income. Right? So that's what I use. Depende sa inyo. You can create your own script. How many of you would want to earn 50,000 a month? Something like that. Maybe next question, how many of you would want to earn 100,000 a month? No, so depende. The goal is to ask 2 to 3 questions that will enroll 100% of the participants. Wherein magtataas sila ng kamay lahat. So sa simula pa lang, hindi ka pa nagpupunta sa talk mo, sa topic mo, sumagot na sila. Doon pa lang you're in control. Na-hook mo na kagad sila. That shows that you are the boss in terms of the presentation. Hindi sila basta-basta hindi sasagot. Ang wala rito sa presentation ko, meron kasing parang NLP din dyan, no? Or yun nga, merong psych behind that, no? Na if this is my room, I'm the speaker, this is my rules. No, this is one thing I learned from Blair Singer. No? My room, my rules. Ibig sabihin, kunyari katulad kanina, hindi ako pumayag na as much as possible, merong hindi sasagot. Diba? So I tried to check kung may mga hindi pa sumasagot, sasagot na. Magta-type na dyan sa chat box. So even Zoom, I try to make sure that I enroll 100%. Ganon. So are you learning? Or you can also use this. Who among you here can relate to this? Diba? Like who among you here can relate na yun nga, let's say, na mental block ka during your talks. Something like that. Or who among you here blank? Diba? Parang ganon. So, yun yung mga first few lines that I use in my talks kung English. Pwede rin namang Tagalogin, mas madali. Sino dito gustong kumita ng doble ng kinikita niya ngayon? Something like that. Or sometimes I use, ito yung usual spiel ko sa BOP. How many of you wants to double your income in 1 to 2 years? That's perfect. Number 2, how many of you wants to have more time for your passion and with your loved ones? Right? Perfect. How many of you would want to have a business that enables you to double your income and yet having more time for your family and your loved ones? So yun yung top 3 questions ko when I'm starting a BOP. And doon pa lang, I know most of the time I'm enrolling the clients na kaagad. So doon pa lang na-activate na kaagad yung anticipation. I would like to believe so. Do you agree with me? Baka ako lang kasi naniniwala. No? So can I show kung sino naniniwala o sino nag-agree? Let me see. Let me see sa chat box. Ayan, agree si Tosca, agree si Patrick, si Russell, agree, si Jason, si Gray, yes. Ayan, si Roy, Lupet bro, thank you. Ayan, si Jason, Gray, so si Pam, perfect. Si Evib. Ayan, learning si Russell, si Sian, si Toto, Belmar, si Eman. Ayan. So that's good, no? And again, you can also use this. Have you ever experienced, ito medyo mas advanced ng konti, no? Pinag-iisipan ko talaga yung mga topics ko for this, yung lines ko for this. Like, have you ever experienced having a mental block when standing in front of a crowd? So, doon pa lang, nag-open na kagad ng curiosity. Oo nga, no? I like that. So, nagtanong ka, makikinig na kagad sila. Because one thing I learned with T. Harv Eker, questions hook the mind. Diba? So, when you ask a question, they hook the mind. So doon pa lang, kuha mo kagad yung attention nila. Hindi ka nagtataka, nag-aalala kung makikinig sila or hindi. Diba? So one of my favorite commercials is Trivago. How many of you know the Trivago commercial? This lady, you know this lady in Trivago? Diba? So, sino rito hindi pa rin nakapanood niyan? Gusto ko rin malaman. Yan. So those are enrolling questions. Who knows this girl? Who doesn't? 100% should be able to say yes. Or say me, di ba? So, this commercial, I learned a lot from this because this girl asks a lot, diba? Asks questions that sells the product. Ganon. So you can actually use this even in online marketing or in your online videos or in some of your copywriting techniques, diba? Kasi technically copywriting kasi itong ginagawa natin. Right? So, yeah, you can watch it again. Wala na tayong time to show the video. Next, punta tayo ngayon sa number 3, which is activate the anticipation. So as I mentioned, your goal here is to sell the next topic. No? So to sell the next main module. So whenever I'm transitioning, kahit ako na yung speaker, lagi akong nag-activate ng anticipation sa next topic. For example, in our talks, let's say sa BOP namin, in this first module, for example, we will talk about the problems of so many Filipinos, actually 100% of Filipinos, wherein you and me in this room and even outside can really relate to this. And if you want to make money, you just solve their problems and then you become an entrepreneur, something like that. So doon pa lang, binibenta ko yung intro nung isang module namin. After that, let's say I'll talk about the financial advisor career. I will say, this time we will talk about why this is the best time to enter the financial planning field. Kung bakit perfect timing na nandito ko ngayon. Something like that. As simple as that, ma-activate mo yung anticipation nila. Wow, gusto ko yan ah. Sige nga, bigyan mo sa akin, DJ, I wanna listen to that. Right? So, yun yung goal mo lang. Kada mag-change ka ng new topic, parang new chapter ng libro, dapat may konting tee-up. Yun yung term eh. So, you have got to activate the anticipation. Right? So, this is some of the scripts that I use and you can use too. By the end of this module, you will learn these things. And again, if you would notice, pag nagtuturo ako sa mga speakers, natatawa sila. Kasi ngayon, alam nila, ginagamit ko sa kanila itong mga tinuturo ko. No? So, I'm not that awesome talaga. May script lang ako. Ganon. So, pamapansin mo ngayon, ayos yun ah. Ganon, di ba? So, kasi ginamit niya. So, ngayon, every time that you listen or you will do this, you prepare something. No? So, kanina ginawa ko siya. Di ba? So, usually, pag ako yung, let's say ako yung host, ako yung first speaker, or in my talk, I will summary it into 3 things. 3 major selling points of the topic. Right? So, ito yung matututunan nyo, increase confidence, improve engagement, and then increase yung retention ng learning. So, pinag-isipan ko kung ano yung 3 things that what this module is all about. Right? So, dun pa lang, it activates anticipation. Next, ito pa, yung another thing that you can do. Let's say let's say ano ka, best practice speaker. 'Di ba? In-invite ka ng Starbright, for example, tapos ikaw naman yung speaker. And then may ituturo kang something or whoever agency ng buong Film Life, right? Ganito yung pwede mong gawin. When I learn what I'm about to share with you, this happened to my agency, 'di ba? Something like that or to my unit. 'Di ba? So ginagawa naman natin 'yan, no? Pero if meron kang script, mas madali and mas engaging. Kasi mas makikinig sila eh. 'Di ba? So when I learned about this is what happened. Are you learning? So if you're learning or if you like that, say I like that. Right? Para ako nagse-seminar. Type in I like that pala. Kasi sa live audience ganun eh. So I allow them to say I like that or whatever that is para makapagpahinga din ako. Ayun, pwede nyo rin gawin to, no? So in this next module, kunyari nga, yun nga, transition na siya. We will talk about, let's say, the 3-step process to make the opening of any speaking engagement or meeting super effective. Do you want to learn that? Right? So something like that. Now, that's what I do. I prepare a few scripts para at least alam ko. Hindi naman kailangan word for word, no? Katulad kanina, may mga nakalimutan akong words, okay lang. Diba? But at least I have that gist of idea of what I want to say to you guys. So that's the Trinity of Awesomeness. Right? The Trinity of Awesomeness, if you can see on the upper right screen, AAA yan. Number 1 is, if you know number 1, acknowledge and assure. Right? Second step, ask enrolling questions. And third step, activate anticipation. Right? So,
siguro sa ngayon, more on pagkabenta muna natin sa kanila talaga yung incentive sa AR.
Yep.
Sige.
Diba?
Teka lang.
Meron
tayong i-mute natin.
You can assess naman. You can assess na talagang development leadership niya.
Party
Yan.
line.
Naka-party line si Mark. Sige.
No.
Sige.
Sorry.
Okay. Perfect. Next topic. Are you learning? Sige. Okay, perfect. Sige, gawin natin to next. Sige, so tapos na yung first topic ko. I hope you really learned a lot. So very short lang naman yung gusto kong i-share with you. And another thing is, what I will share with you also is, again, will help you improve your engagement and make your meetings, not just the talks, but also the meetings, really engaging. Gusto niyo ba yon? Yung mga unit meeting niya, mas nakikinig sila lahat, ganon. They're all engaged. Ayun. So these are the things that we'll be talking about. How many of you would want to have engaging meetings, no, sa mga units ninyo? Say, mine, my team, ganyan. Comment in the chat box, my team. Tignan nga natin. Pansinin ko muna yung mga chats nyo. And me, my team, perfect. Ayan, perfect. My team, perfect. My team, si Argel. Grabe talaga si Argel. Witty Houston. Sige. Okay. Sige, so in this next module, right, I will share with you tools and techniques, actually the secrets in order to make your audience, your normal audience, how to convert your boring audience into fans. Do you like that? If you like to learn that, say, I like that. Type in, I like that. How to convert your boring audience into fans. Hindi naman boring audience, but normal audience into fans. So this is our team when we had our DNA Big Day last December. That's so perfect. Thank you for your answers. Sige. So I'll be sharing with you these things. The first technique and the first secret is called framework. Right? Can you say framework? I type in framework. Okay, bakit important tong framework na to? There are things that will make these are the things that will make the retention of your topic. It will be better for your audience, and then they will realize they learned a lot and they learned something. Right? I learned this way back 2016. I'll talk about more about that later. Right? But I realized that there are things that, you know, marami naman nating natutunan in the past. But for you to own that learning, you got to create a framework. That's one. Number two, it's easier for you to understand and explain, and it's easier for your audience to also to learn and understand. Ganon. So, karamihan, ginagamit din natin ito. Ito yung parang, kung na-attendan mo yung seminar or yung talk ni Gerald Andagan, From Sailing to Selling. So ginawa niya yung sailing, di ba? S-A-I-L-I-N-G. Tapos may mga topics yun. S-A, ganon. So yung framework kasi yun. Right? So it makes the learning easier. And for you, magkaroon ka ng, ng parang guide. Ano, minsan sa AIA, di ba? AIA, may mga ganun silang topics, right? So you can use that. How many of you can relate to this? I will show you some pictures, and then I want you to say kung sino yung naaalala nyo dito sa mga pictures ito, or sino yung alam nyong nag-introduce nito. Ito, sino nag-introduce nito? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Sino nag-introduce nito? Hindi si Patrick Patricio, ha? Yan, siya yung last time, no? Pero who owns this topic? Right? This cash flow quadrant. Diba? Of course, it's Robert Kiyosaki, diba? And one thing I learned, ito namang ESBI na to, yung employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor, maaring hindi naman siya nag-imbento niyan. No? Maaring meron na rin nag-discuss niyan before, naka-bullet type, no? E, employee, or number 1, employee, number 2. Pero ginawa niya ng framework para madaling maalala. Hanggang ngayon, pag nakita mo siya, naalala mo na siya. Tama ba? So, na-associate mo siya ngayon kay Robert Kiyosaki. Kasi pinadali niya yung learning. Pati hindi lang learning, retention. Hanggang ngayon, naalala pa natin. Pag sinabi mong ESBI, alam mo na kagad. Ito, sino naalala nyo rito? Right? Dito sa hierarchy na to. Diba? For sure, marami na rin meron na ring pinanggalingan yan, di ba? Baka rin meron na ring ginawa na rin yan before, yung learning na yan, naka-bullet type, ganon, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pero ginawa niyang hierarchy of needs. So si Maslow's hierarchy of needs, di ba? Meron dyan. So meron siyang framework that, transcends through the ages. No, kaya ako gumawa ng framework din. Eto, sino naalala niyo rito sa picture na to? Sino naalala niyo sa picture na yan? Tingnan nga natin. Yan. Ako si Eman Paras, di ba? If you attend Eman Paras Talks, no, Eman, di ba? No, MMK talaga, introduction niya, di ba? And naun niya yung ganong introduction. So meron siyang sariling framework, di ba? Ang Pisara, mga ganyan, di ba? So, ang ganda. Tapos, very relatable yung talk mo. Ako, one of my favorite talks always is AM-Eman, no? So, nung kay Jonathan Yabut, bro, nandun ako. So, napakinggan kita ulit. Di ba? So, I like that, MMK. Di ba? O may MMK, si AM-Eman. Di ba? So, that's also a framework. Minsan, hindi lang natin alam yung palatawag doon. No? But it helps us when we create modules. Di ba? Meron tayong framework. Ito, sino to? Di ba? So, of course, Gary V, jab, right hook. This is his way to talk about social media marketing, di ba? Na dapat hindi puro benta, bigay ka muna ng value. So, 3 jobs, isang right hook. Diba? Benta ka tsaka ka magbebenta after giving 3 values. So, he created a certain framework in his idea. So, kung meron kang idea that you wanna share with your audience, it's easier if you create a framework. Ang pinakasimple nga doon yung, kunyari, Dennis Limatares. Nakakatawa si Dennis Limatares. Ginawa niya ng mnemonics yung buong pangalan niya, di ba? Yun. So when you get him as a speaker, yun, ang dami niyang lessons. Haba. Dennis Limatares yun. Pwede mong gawin gano'n. Yun nga, si sailing to selling. Yun. Ginagawa yan karamihan, no, ng mga speakers. But there are more things to do. More ways to do it pala. This one, if you know this one, this is Wealth Dynamics, right? By Roger Hamilton. So, diniscuss niya rin yung 4 na wealth dynamics. Yung 8 wealth dynamics. And so, this is also one powerful learning. And ito, alam niyo na siguro to, di ba? So, na-introduce ko sa inyo. Ayan. So, I also created a certain framework para it's easier for you to understand. So, next time, pag mag-i-speaker ka, ano nga yung 3-step process? Ano yung Trinity of Awesomeness? Okay, sige. So, acknowledge and assure, ask enrolling questions, and then activate anticipation. Right? So, are you learning? If you're learning, chat in the chat box, I'm learning. Ayan, si Dear Charo Santos. Ano yan? Eman Paras yan. Father Manager. Yan, perfect. Thank you. Maslow and Robert Kiyosaki. Perfect. Do you want to learn more? So technically, that's the framework. No, that's the framework here. Now, the first secret in order for you to turn or convert your audience into fans. Do you want to learn more? By the way, nung nag-create din ako ng isang topic. I have a webinar called 4 Steps to 6 Figures. I also had a coaching program for this. Nag-create lang din ako ng ng framework, home. Kasi work from home ngayon, di ba? So ito yung 4 steps in order for you to create 6-figure income. You gotta have 6-figure habits. You got to ride the right opportunity. You got to have the winning mindset. And then you got to have commitment to execution. So HOME. Di ba? So it's easier for me to teach. And then it's playful pa, di ba? Mas madaling tatandaan for your audience. Ayun. Okay. The second secret and technique that I would want to share with you is activities. Diba? So ito, actually this is no secret. A lot of people are doing this. That you got to send your audience into activities in order for them not to be bored. Imagine kung 2 hours yan, 3-hour talk. Diba nakaka-boring kung wala sila masyadong gagawin. So minimum participation is raising their hand. Diba? So as much as possible, sa simula pa lang, dapat mapa-raise mo sila ng hand kaagad. Kaya nga dun sa enrolling questions, pinapa-raise natin yung hand nila. Di ba? And then some other stuff that you can do. Now, I want to ask you, no, let's have a quick activity. I want to ask you, what are some of the activities that we do or you allow your audience to do, let's say, during your meeting na lang. Diba? During your meeting, what are the activities that we do as a whole during your meeting? Type in the comment section. I want to know. I also want to learn from you. Go. What are the activities? Getting to know, yeah, pwede yun. So papatayuin mo sila and then meet 2 to 3 people. Yes, I do that as well. Sa simula, I spend time doing that. Breakout rooms, tama, di ba? Yun, perfect yun. Kaya I really love breakout rooms sa Zoom. Sabi ni Argel, wins. Yan, wins for the week. Yan, ginagawa natin yan, di ba? Alam mo bakit important yung breakout tsaka group sharing? Because attending a meeting tas hindi ka man lang nakapagsalita, nakaka-bore yun. Parang hindi ka man lang na-honor, di ba? But you, kapag nakapag-share ka dun sa meeting, na rinig ka ng someone, parang worthwhile na yung time mo. Sabi ni Christine, game. Nagpapagame siya madalas during icebreaker. I like that as well. How about others? How about others? Oh, vitality. Pwede, no? So, yung, let's say, chinecheck yung vitality or nag-steps, possible. No? One of the activities, ginagawa rin ni Gold dyan, pa-music siya. Yan, sali-salita. Bring me. Yan, pwede yung bring me. Diba? So, you can do that. That's an icebreaker game as well. So, success story, sabi ni Eviv, no? So, pwede mag-share ng success story. So, also sharing. Yan, sharing of wins is the most basic. Dapat wag niyong kakalimutan yon. What are the things? No, sige, balikan natin. Yung mga, alam niyo yung pa-massage, diba? Dito ako na-baffled, no, na I thought corny yan. And then, until I attended a workshop on abroad, and then ito tinuro sa amin, yung massage talagang kasama siya. Kasi, lalo na 8-hour talk, diba, whole day, it breaks the pattern. Diba? At least hindi puro mind yung tumatakbo rin yung yung blood, yung body ganon. Paano mag-bring me ala quarantine? Oy, ginawa nila Gold dyan, no? Ginawa namin 'yan. So naka-Zoom lahat tapos bring me. Yun. So kunyari, bring me charger, ganyan. Sino yung unang makakapunta tapos magta-type? Kailangan ma-type nila. Ganon. Yun, ang galing. Sharing of wins yan. So that's one of the things. Kasali pa daw mga anak. Yun, pwede. Sige, so, yeah, bring me ng production. Ganon. So, yeah, the same thing, like type na ganito, it's also an activity. Na para nabibreak puro topic, kasali naman kayo. Kasi nakaka-boring nilang kung ako lagi, di ba? So, again, hindi siya masaya. Bukod doon nakakapagod. Tapos nakaka-pressure pa. You know, activities alleviates the pressure from you, the speaker. So, never ever forget to have activities or prepare activities. Hindi lang sa simula, kasi icebreaker, okay yon, but think of activities in the middle as well. So, ang usual activities that we do, these are the generic. No? Number 1 is personal reflection. So, either type, ganyan, that's good. Or what you can do as well is you can start writing. Actually, nakalimutan ko kanina, part of the activity pala dapat is pinasulat ko sa'yo, pinatype ko sa inyo, what are the things na naiisip nyo are yung pang-introduction. So sige nga, gawin natin yun ngayon, mabilis lang. Let's say you will start your talk and then i-acknowledge mo yung audience. Ano yung mga things na hindi ko pa na-mention, no, na tingin mo magandang gamitin para ma-acknowledge nyo yung audience nyo. So what are the few scripts? Sorry, balik tayo ng Connie doon kasi nandito naman tayo sa topic ng personal reflection. Sige. Balik tayo dyan. Sorry, no, nakalimutan ko, but this is very important. No, type in a script that you have in mind. Kunyari, ikaw yung magto-talk. First, takbo mo dyan. First, tayo mo dyan. No? I would like to acknowledge you for. Sa mo i-acknowledge yung mga audience mo. I want to see some shares. Please type in the chat box. Yan. Tingnan natin kung meron kayong naiisip. Diba? Balik lang ako doon. Kunyari, I want to acknowledge you for being on time. That's one of the things. That's why I make sure I start on time as much as possible. I acknowledge the people who are early. Let's say 9 o'clock yung call time. Nandun sila ng 8:30, 8:45, ganon. Yeah, spending your rest. Supposedly, car wash ngayon. Laundry time na parang ganon. Ayun. So, Instead of you resting and or car wash time, laundry time, you're spending it with me. Thank you, Patrick. So if you've noticed, when people are answering, you also acknowledge that. You always say thank you. You acknowledge what they're saying. This is also another way. Who else? Who else wants to share? Sige. I acknowledge for logging in on a weekend. Sarap sana matulog. Yeah, thank you for that, Anne. Alright, so if you notice, when I do this as well, I get to rest. So it helps me rest. Makainom ng tubig para balik ka ulit sa energy mo. Diba? So yeah, some of you, posibleng nasa family time, ganyan, you're spending your time with me. Yeah, perfect. So thank you. Sige. If you still have things in mind, type in lang dyan, then later babalikan natin. Diba? So that's the first thing, personal reflection. Ask them to write down things. If wala masyadong time, ask them to write down things in their journal, in their notebook, na para nagsisimula na yung learning nila. And it's proven that when people write down things, they learn more. Next is body share. Yun yung reason bakit nagwi-wins. Or let's say meron kang certain topic. No, if there's time, what I will do is I will send you to a breakout rooms. I will ask you to share with one person or two persons in order for you to accelerate your learning. Anong biggest learning mo ngayon? Anong napulot mo? What will you apply? Right? So far guys, sige, apply natin yan. So far guys, sa mga naturo ko sa inyo or na-discuss ko, please type in the chat box ano yung pinaka natutunan nyo at alam mo, excited ka nang i-apply sa next talk mo or sa next meeting mo. Go ahead, type in the chat box. Right. Again, I'm sharing with you the idea why we're doing this. We're doing this so that they learn from themselves, not just from you, the speaker. So dahil natututo sila sa sarili nila, it makes you a more effective speaker. Hindi dahil magaling ka, pero dahil sinusunod mo yung process. Kasi hindi naman to pagalingan magsalita, hindi naman to payabangan, di ba, ganyan. Ang goal natin, mag-permeate yung learning from them or with them. So you can use this when you're doing ACE, di ba? Let's say meron kang certain topic, pa-share mo sa body mo. Ganyan. Kailangan talaga ng konting parang role-playing in a way, di ba? Or kung hindi man role-play, at least share. They talk about what they learn. Alright, sige, type in the chat box. Go ahead. And also, last but not the least, plenary share. Go ahead and type in pa rin. No? Yung plenary share, ito naman yung mag-share sa group. So let's say, after body sharing, mag-share naman sa group. And from there, based on my experience, minsan yung share nila, hindi pa nga yun yung sinabi mo, mas malalim pa yung learning. So you learn as a speaker, number one. Number two, the group learns from the sharer. So if I have time, I will allow this person to share, or 2 or 3 shares. Right? So it's very important. Let me check your sharing. So sabi ni Gray, acknowledgement and asking 2 to 3 questions. Perfect. Sabi ni Pam, always acknowledging everyone, having a script and structure. Sabi ni Roy, structure and process on how you do it. Thank you. Sabi ni Patrick, Trinity of Awesomeness, the 3 A's. Having a structure, sabi ni Tosca. Sige. Keep it coming, no? Kasi again, when you started to share, it also benefits you. Let's say your group or your audience shares. It benefits you as a speaker for you to know kung nakaka-connect ka. So it adds more confidence in the middle of the talk. And, next time, alam mo na mas okay yun. Talagang tama yung sinabi mo. Yun. Bukod sa natututo yung ibang tao. Do you want to learn more? Patapos na tayo. No? I'll be sharing with you a few more na lang. Next is letter N, which is news. Diba? So, you can deliver a news to the group na sometimes, usually naman, kinurate mo lang or ni-research mo lang. I remember si Mana, when she shared doon sa Starbright, meron siyang shinare na may news about oil na shinare niya sa talk niya, number 1, number 2 sa clients niya, nag-post din siya. And because you did that research for your client, you become an authority na parang sa'yo nang galing yung news. No, ganun yung nangyayari. Di ba? So, when you share a certain research to them, ang naalala nila, sabi ni DJ ganito. Parang ang nagturo sa'yo si DJ. Where in fact, hindi naman talaga ako, kinuha ko lang yung news na yon. Diba? Have you attended seminars wherein yung speaker may shinare na fact or parang let's say a certain percentage, ganyan, or a certain study, tapos nang naaalala mo yung speaker na yon about that. Diba? About that talk. Ganon. So, I'm sure you can remember a few talks na ganon, no, na naalala mo yung topic, specific topic na yun because of that news. For example, no, let's say this, I made some research and they said that, the top 10 leadership competencies are grouped in this few things, no? Sabi nila, ang number 1 dyan, yun nga, yung having strong ethics and safety, diba? Number 2 dyan, self-organizing. But if you would notice, yung 56% of the respondents, an effective leader, right, is the one who clearly communicates expectations, ganon, and promotes efficient learning. Diba? So, being a public speaker, it helps pala yung leadership mo. Diba? Do you agree? How many of you agree na if you improve your public speaking skills and communication skills, it also improves your leadership ability? Right? If you agree, say me. Yan, di ba? So, it nurtures growth. Dapat daw committed on ongoing training. Yun nga, connection pa rin, like communicates open and often and openly. Ganon. So, meaning communication skills pala is really, directly proportional. The better your communication skills will be directly proportional to the success or effectiveness of your leadership. Right? So, when I gave something like this, for example, naaalala nyo yung topic na to, natatile down mo siya sa akin. No? So, sometimes you don't need to create a framework. You just need to share a certain news. Diba? Kasi bakit yun effective? People, tamad naman sila mag-research anyway. Diba? So when you did the research for them, you own that topic. Ganun yung nangyayari. So it also helps you improve your talk and be more engaging kapag nag-share ka ng news. Okay, nagmamadali na ako kasi I'm taking so much time. And so, next. Are you learning, guys? Next is letter S, story. So if you've noticed, I also again created another framework here, which is fans, to create your audience, to convert your audience into fans. Right? So very important that you create your own story or you share your own story. We always do this in Film Life naman. What I only recommend is kabisaduhin mo na yung story mo para when you share that, paulit-ulit mo, nagiging more effective siya. Although, iba-iba yung story, depende sa topic. Kunyari, kung BOP yan, pwedeng the same story paulit-ulit BOP. But if it's another topic, like now, what I talked about is about public speaking. Kanina, ano yung mga ginawa ko about public speaking, ganyan. So, let me share with you this. 2016 is a very life-changing year for me. And also powerful year. 2016 was the year that we were left alone in Film Life and naiwan kami sa Makati Direct, no, yung unit namin. So during that time, we were 16 in our unit, in my unit. And then, yun nga, nangangapa talaga kami. And I remember we even had some events with Paras, with Peak Wealth Solutions during that time. And then, this is also the year where I attended one of the seminars ni Peng Jun. He's an internet marketer. I learned from him. And doon sa kanya ko natutunan yung framework. No, apart from that learnings about internet marketing, I really learned a lot about business and entrepreneurship. And one of the major things I learned from him in terms of marketing nga daw, or you're selling something, or in this case, presenting, for you to own a certain topic, you got to use a framework. Right? So na-apply ko yan ngayon sa mga talks ko. Another thing, this is also the year where I attended training abroad, multiple training abroad. And I also learned about public speaking. So from T. Harv Eker and Blair Singer. So I did that. And that's where I found out that the most important part of your presentation or of your talk is your introduction. Right? So wherein if you prepare a powerful introduction, the Trinity of Awesomeness, sinimplify ko na lang siya, it will increase the effectivity of your talk. Right? So, and then yung mga activities. Bakit important yung mga activities? Because it engages your client some more, your audience some more. Ganon. This is also the year where I got married and I also started writing my own book. This is where I met a lot of different entrepreneurs, where I grew my network as well. Kasama na dyan, dito kami na-inspire magsulat ng libro. This was the year. Sila Robert Tan ng Blade, he got his own book. Si Don Soriano ng Sun Life, he also got his own book. Nainggit din ako, so sinimulan ko rin siya and I finished it 2017. Alright, so 2016 was really a very life-changing year where I learned a lot and allowed me and helped me to be who I am today. Alright, so that's a story. Right? So you can create a certain story in whatever topic you wanna do. So are you learning? Right? Sige, type in fans, F-A-N-S, all caps, if you have learned the fans or how to convert your audience into fans. F is for framework, A is for activities, N is for news, and S is for stories. Yan siya. Okay, so have you learned a lot today? If you learned a lot today, comment exclamation point or the exclamation mark. Go ahead. And I'll just give you a few bonuses. Gusto niyo pa ba ng bonus? No, if gusto niyo pa ng bonus, I'll just be sharing with you 3 quick tools in order for you to gain control of your presentation. Do you like this? I will be sharing you tools so to make sure that you're in control of your presentation. Right? So, first tool, synthesis or synthesize. Sabi ni Pam kanina, how to close, di ba, your talk. This is how important it is. Actually, hindi lang sa always be closing naman, di ba, sabi ng ABC. No? So yung synthesis or pagsisynthesize is really combining ideas, thoughts, and opinions to understand the whole context. No? So what I do is when you share, so when I ask people to share or nag-answer sila, this is what I do. I listen really intently and then I relate yung answer sa point ko. So parang nagiging as one siya. Yung sagot ng audience or whoever shared, hindi mo pwedeng putulin yun. Okay, thank you very much, Pam. Sit down, ganyan. Okay yon. But then, pick up mo yung sinabi niya, itatahi mo dun sa topic mo. So that minsan, may mga sagot, meron ba kayong na-experience yung sagot ng audience nyo? Nagtanong ka, yung sagot, yung shinare na learning medyo malayo. So ibig mong sabihin, minsan nangyayari sa akin yun eh. So pag medyo malayo siya, isi-synthesize ko siya in a way para magmukhang part pa rin. Yung sinabi niya, i-relate ko doon sa ibig kong sabihin. And then it becomes part of the whole topic or presentation. Right? So, that's the first tool that you should be using in terms of closing. So, pag may mga nag-share, you use that para sa i-highlight mo yung point mo. You can also use that in closing. Next, expectations. I have 2 meanings for this. Number 1, when you set the expectations and ground rules in your meeting, let's say, starting on time. If you don't start on time, you renegotiate. Okay lang ba start tayo 2:10, katulad kanina? Right? Para alam ng iba that you are all in agreement. Right? No cell phones, for example. Paki-mute, for example. Diba? So you can start with that para mas maging, alam nila you're in control. Number 2, I use this expectation list whenever I feel tentative with the audience. No? If I have time. Ang gagawin ko, tatanungin ko what do they expect to learn. No? So either I ask a few people who to raise their hands or mag-activity muna ako na mag-share sila sa body to share about their expectations and then kukunin ko. From there kasi malalaman ko, baka kasi meron silang expectations katulad ng shinare nyo kanina, ginawa natin yun, para baka lang wala sa slides ko yung gusto nyo palang marinig. So, pag hiningi ko yung expectations, sinulat ko siya sa one part of the whiteboard or sa flip chart. Kung naka-flip chart ako, nakasulat yan dyan. Sa dulo ng talk ko, babalikan ko lahat yun. No, because I wanna make sure na check ko yun lahat. Pag merong hindi, kung nadaanan, sasagutin ko yung question na yun so that lahat ng ini-expect nila, masasabi ko or masasagot ko in a way, ma-address natin. In that way, they feel really engaged. Kumbaga, naghihintay sila ng sagot dun sa gusto nilang malaman. Yun. So you can really use this in your meeting. Let's say when you start a meeting, you can ask your group, what do you expect to learn from today? Minsan hindi yun yung pinapare mo na topic, di ba? Pero dahil, yung pala yung gusto niyang malaman, bakit nag-a-add ng 20% yung vitality, parang ganon. Di ba? Minsan hindi nila alam, di ba? Pero wala siya sa topic mo. Pero maganda pala yun na i-mention mo ulit. O di, you have one person there who's listening to you and who's really eager to learn from what you're about to say. Kesa yung nagpe-prepare ka ng topic na hindi naman pala para sa kanila. Sometimes when I give a talk, let's say even on a paid sa company, I give talks to different companies as well, let's say paid talk to. Minsan, I scrap some of my slides to address their needs. Ganon kasi hingi ako ng expectation, okay, ito yung mga gusto nyo yun mas doon ako magpo-focus. So you can do that as well, especially in your meetings, yung kontrolado mo. Hindi yung pag-guest ka sa BOP kasi limited lang yung time No, pero pag ikaw yung nagra-run ng meeting, very powerful to. And lastly, the 10-24/7 rule. Sabi rito, every 10 minutes dapat nagpapa-activity ka or nag-engage ka with your client. So at least raise your hand or write down. Yun nga, yung ginawa natin kanina. Or body share or tayo. Yun nga, change seats, whatever. You can do that Diba? Or everyone stand up, sit to a different chair and dapat hindi mo nakatabi yung katabi mo ngayon. You can do that. Right? So whatever activity that is, usually every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're doing something or para mas lumalim yung learning. Another thing is 24 hours. No? Dapat nagpa-homework ka or hopefully, ikaw na lang to, kunyari sa'yo, kung walang seminar tomorrow or hindi tayo magkakasama ulit bukas, make sure na na-apply mo, may na-apply ka kagad na learning within the next 24 hours. May nagawa ka kagad. Kasi kung hindi, mawawala yun. No? And lastly, in 7 days, i-review mo siya. No? So, in 7 days, i-review mo yung mga natutunan mo. Kasi nag-notes ka, basahin mo siya ulit man lang para mas tumatak lalo. Kasi minsan, ang dami natin natututunan, nakakalimutan natin yun. So, what we can do with our audience, we follow up kinabukasan and after 7 days. Right? So, those are some of the things that are some of the secrets. So, if you have some questions, you can post it in the chat box. But that's my presentation for today. Thank you very much for listening. Again, if you want to learn more, I have my website, djdimaliuat.com. I have a YouTube channel as well, Project Six Figures. I have a Facebook group. Maybe some of you are already in there. I have a Facebook page, DJ Dimaliuat, and also I have an Instagram account, DJ Dimaliuat as well. So with that, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you listening with me and engaging with me. And again, I just want to make sure that whatever you're learning for today, top 2 to 3 things that you take home, ma-apply mo siya. Because the rich people said, kahit alam na nila yung topic, mayroon